Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Now we can see the topic of Droogmakery de Beemster Polder. The Beemster Polder, dating from the early 17th century, is an exceptional example of reclaimed land in the Netherlands. It has preserved intact its well-ordered landscape of fields, roads, canals, dikes and settlements, laid out in accordance with classical and Renaissance planning principles. The Beemster Polder is a cultural landscape located north of Amsterdam, dating from the early 17th century, and an exceptional example of reclaimed land in the Netherlands. It was created by the draining of Lake Beemster in 1612, in order to develop new agricultural land and space for country residences, and to combat flooding in this low-lying region. It also provided a means for capital investment in land. Other earlier land reclamation had taken place, but technical improvements in windmill technology permitted more ambitious undertakings. The Beemster Polder was the first large project covering an area of 7,208 hectares. Today it is a well-ordered agricultural landscape of fields, roads, canals, dikes and settlements. The polder was laid out in a rational geometric pattern, developed in accordance with the principles of classical and Renaissance planning. This mathematical land division was based on a system of squares forming a rectangle with the ideal dimensional ratio of 2:3. A series of oblong lots, measuring 180 meters by 900 meters, form the basic dimensions of the allotments. 5 of these lots make up a unit, a module of 900 meters by 900 meters, and 4 units create a larger square. The pattern of roads and watercourses runs north to south and east to west, with buildings along the roads. The short sides of the lots are connected by drainage canals and access roads. The polder itself followed the outline of the lake, and the direction of the squares corresponds as much as possible with the former shoreline, so as to avoid creating unusable lots. Besides the grid pattern of roads, watercourses and plots of land, the polder is made up of a ring dike, a ring canal, the Beemsteringvaart, and relatively high roads with avenues of trees. Several villages were planned for the polder, and today these are Middenbeemster, Noordbeemster, Westbeemster, and Zuidoostbeemster. Protected monuments include religious, residential and farm buildings from the 17th to 19th centuries, industrial buildings, a mill, a smithy, water authority buildings and bridges, as well as the 5 forts constructed between 1880 and 1920, which formed part of the defense line of Amsterdam, also a World Heritage Property. The Beljar farm, or Stolpboerdery, built between 1600 and 1640, is an archetypical farm in this region, characterized by a raised shed roof that evolves into a pyramid shape. The farm's geometric modular unit with a typical square base corresponds to the geometry of the polder. The Beemster Polder is a masterpiece of creative planning, in which the ideals of antiquity and the Renaissance were applied to the design of a reclaimed landscape. The creation of the Beemster Polder marks a major step forward in the interrelationship between humankind and water at a crucial period of social and economic expansion. Since it was drained in 1612, the Beemster Polder has been an independent geographical and administrative unit. It is still bounded by a continuous dike, which also forms the boundary of the municipality of Beemster, creating an indivisible unit containing all the necessary elements to preserve its relationships and function as a living agrarian landscape. It has retained its grid pattern and rational layout, specifically, the pattern of roads lined with trees, the ground plan for the watercourses and ring canal with ring dike, the dimensions of the plots, the scale of construction, the location and style of the farms, and the historical structure of the settlements. The A7 highway has been incorporated into the grid of the Beemster layout as it was constructed parallel to the Purmerender Weg, part of the original rigidly linear road grid. The landscape has not remained entirely unchanged over time. While a number of country homes, complete with formal gardens, have survived, about 50 were demolished in the 18th and 19th centuries and replaced by farms. Formal monumental entry gates mark the location of some of these properties. The method of water level control has changed over time. In the late 19th century, 3 steam pumping stations replaced approximately 40 windmills installed at the time of construction. Steam power was later replaced by diesel, and the 2 remaining pumping stations are now fully automated and electrically powered. Please like, share and subscribe my channel.